gimmicky fun for everyone. Sold
Leonardo, the katana blade. My God.
Attack the evil Inhumanoid, forcing him back into the earth.
Hey, the name's Boglins. You sold separately.
We battle our Hino and Skeletor each sold separately. You put them out together.
Turn them into the light, and they change into even more powerful.
Battle against Lion-O and the new Thundercat ally.
Welcome to a brand new episode of That New Toy Smell. That was really loud when I said hey right there. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
Perfectly fine.
Hey guys, we are doing a special episode this week. Very special episode. I like to call this one a last minute change for creative reasons. So the episode we were going to do this week, we are not going to do this week. Instead, we are going to do something different.
What are we doing, Father?
Well, what we are doing, we're doing two things. One, we are switching to a brand new video editing software. Woo! We are moving to Vegas Pro, which means we have to relearn a lot of how to do video editing, which is why this video is going to be different from what we had originally planned. We need something a little more simple this week.
Right. So what's that?
So what we're doing, as you can see, we have a box here for no reason. We are totally going to ignore this for the rest of the show.
Right,
okay, so no, actually, we're going to do two reviews out of the Toy Box of Mystery.
And we each get to pick one, right? That's how it's going.
I don't know. Maybe you pick both.
No, I think you should pick one. I picked one last time. You can go first this time.
Okay, well, but we will do two out of here, and we've got a second camera over here so that we can do close-ups here at the table while we're opening the stuff up and messing with it and playing with it and looking at it. And so then we can edit those together, and that's going to be part of the trial by fire with the new video editing software. So we're getting a fun episode with the new box, with the Toy Box of Mystery and our new video editing software. And then at the end we have a mailbag segment because we do have some more comments and questions and stuff.
So if this video goes up super late, it's all his fault.
100%, because that'll mean if it goes up super late, then it probably means I had to abandon the new software, go back to the old software, and do it that way real quick to get something up. But we're filming this early in the morning on Friday, so that hopefully I have enough time. I have about 24 hours to get this edited, so that should be enough.
Knowing your learning curve, I mean. Anyway, so what's in the box?
Toys. Okay, so for those who may have missed last week's episode, shame on you. Go back and watch it.
That's kind of mean.
Okay, fine. This is the Toy Box of Mystery. There are a random assortment.
Oh, that should go on a shirt.
There is a random assortment of toys in here. Some are good. Well, a couple are good. The rest are terrible. And what we are going to do is reach in here at random, pull one out, and do a review on the spot. One thing we discussed is that when we started That New Toy Smell back in 2008, doing unboxings was unheard of. It was brand new. I think there's a ghost.
I don't think it's going to stand up.
Actually, one thing I noticed the other day when we were filming the show is that this table is very unstable. You might have to do something with this. Anyway, we're not an unboxing channel. We're not really big on all that, but I thought it might be fun to bring back what we called the original segment was the grand opening, where we would just open a toy right there and kind of play with it and talk about it and discuss it right there in person. First initial thoughts, and that is now what has become that unboxing genre of videos. So we just thought it might be fun to go back to that, and so this was going to be a thing that every so often we would go back to and just pull one out as like an extra segment, kind of like a mailbag segment on top of everything else. But like I said, learning the new software and everything, we thought this is a good sort of Hail Mary audible last minute call to allow to learn that new software and deal with those changes. So we're going to do 2 out of the box this week. We have no idea going into this what we're going to be doing. In fact, I kind of forgot what some of the things are. I remember a couple of the things in here.
I remember there's a Fortnite toy.
Oh, that's what you put in, right?
I put in 2 things actually. So.
And I remember I taped your Fortnite thing to something else.
Yeah.
Because we have a couple toys where there are 2 of them taped together, so we'll do like a face-off between the 2 of them to see how they go. So anyway, all right. You want me to pick first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you need to hold this up so that here a little bit lower.
Oh.
So that I can't see. Well, right here.
Okay,
So that I can't see what I'm gonna get here. And I'm just gonna reach in and pull out this. Okay, so here, put the lid on. We've got our first face-off here. So let us take a look here. We have 2 fantastic figures here. This is Supreme Chancellor Palpatine.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, when you're thinking of Star Wars figures and you're thinking like, what figure could I have? What is the most exciting figure? You're thinking, I want this guy. Like, who better to have a figure of than one of
Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, C-3PO, Chewbacca.
This is the guy who becomes the Emperor.
Jar Jar Binks.
But this is him before he's the Emperor.
Jar Jar Binks.
This is when he's, just the dude before he puts. But anyway, this is a face-off, so it's going to be him versus
the villager.
The villager from Animal Crossing. So right off the bat,
we've got a strange assortment.
Well, here's what I can say right off the bat. Looking at both of them, is that they are both very basic figures. I mean, these are both very plain, very basic figures that really, I mean, there's not a lot to either one of them. He's a small, tiny guy. I don't even know if he's got any articulation. I don't think he moves at all.
Yeah.
In a tiny little box that doesn't really have a whole lot to it. Oh, there's some other characters.
I like the Shy Guy.
Some of those would be cooler, maybe. But, I mean, I do like Animal Crossing, in general. As a game, Animal Crossing's pretty cool.
The new one kind of sucks, though.
It's I don't know. But then you have this guy, who is, I mean, he's important to the story, sure. But this is like the typical example of they made a figure for everybody. Like, they just went nuts, and every single person in all of the movies pretty much got a figure.
Everyone is here. Like Taiwi Kamado Cloner, of course, the best Star Wars character, the most iconic.
And the thing is, it's not even like they didn't come up with some sort of thing where like you can flip up his hood and he becomes the Emperor. Like, you twist his head around and he looks evil or anything like that. He's just that dude, that old dude. So who do we open first here?
Well, aren't we both opening them? Doing a face-off?
No, no. That's not how it works.
After that, I picked one, you picked one, and
then
we make fun of someone who has the worst one.
No, we're just comparing them to each other as part of the face-off.
Well, this one looks more exciting. So let's open this one first.
Okay.
So, old man.
So standard bubble card. Yeah, just go ahead and rip it. It's so old. It just came out. This is a Meyer price tag on here. I'm sure this was on clearance.
Just comes right up.
2002.
He even has like these plastic wrappings around him that have.
Oh, the rubber band.
Yeah, it's all completely dried out. Yeah, there's not any articulation.
What about the neck?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, okay, so there's...
Hands? Nope.
But the arms, it looks like the arms are supposed to move.
He's got feet!
Do the legs move?
Nope. So only the head moves.
The arms don't move at all? Yeah, they move.
Oh, I don't think they're supposed to.
See, look, he can... he's in a windstorm, and he's calling out for somebody. Look, his hands are up. He's like, "Help me! Help me!" He was like, "Why? Why?" That's what he looks like he's doing. He's saying, "Why would they make a figure as terrible as me? Why? Why?"
Oh, the arms don't go all the way up. I was hoping we'd be able to get these extending all the way. He's going for a hug. He's the Pope.
Wow, he does kind of look like the Pope.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can get the camera to pick up on this at all, but like that is a completely solid inside there. So, like from
about the waist.
From I think to about here, this is all one solid chunk of plastic. And then you just have a little bit of foot that sticks out at the bottom. I mean, the sculpting is good on him, but that is just an awful, terrible figure. I can't imagine, like, can you imagine being, like, say, an 8-year-old kid on Christmas morning? You come down and your parents had like waited until the last minute to buy Christmas gifts, and you really wanted some Star Wars toys, and so you come down and underneath the Christmas tree you've got some figures, and so you rip open and you're like, "Yay, Star Wars figures!" And this is the figure that you got because your parents waited till the last minute and everything good was sold out, and so this is like the Star Wars guy you get.
Oh, that's oddly specific.
Well, I'm just trying to think of a scenario. A scenario where someone would get one of these as a gift.
Alright. Well, if that were to happen, then I suggest they sleep with one eye open that night, so.
The kids or the parents? Is that a sign for the kids that the parents are going to kill you? What?
Both.
Here, son. Here's a Supreme Chancellor Palpatine figure.
Oh, boy. Sleep with one eye closed tonight.
No, that's what the parents say to the kid by giving him the toy.
I know, I'm going to kill you because you gave me the toy.
I'm going to kill you because I gave you that toy.
And I'm going to kill you because you gave me the toy.
Alright, that's awful. Alright, here, why don't you, here, wait, let's get a good look at the villager here. He is wearing his Knit-Do t-shirt.
Knit-Do.
1889, so I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's...
Nintendo, I guess that was the year they started making playing cards?
I guess. And it's the year they started making video games. That's when Animal Crossing came out. I mean,
is that when the first Animal Crossing? So you do have the Animal Crossing logo, you got some more characters there. World of Nintendo, you got him on the back. Woo, villager.
The role of the villager.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
While the role of the villager varies very slightly in the series, the general consensus is that the villager lives in his or her in this town with the animals. Unlike most games, there is no universal plot to the series, but there are plenty of things for the player to do, such as fishing, shopping, designing clothing, etc. The villager also tends to do the town's environment, such as planting flowers or cutting down excess trees.
Wait, okay, either this is poorly written or you've poorly read it.
Probably both.
The villager also, tends to the town's environment. Not tends to do the town's environment.
Okay. I don't even know what I said. I was just kind of words.
Yeah, okay. Alright, why don't you go ahead and open it up. You have some of these World of Nintendo figures, don't you?
Yeah.
Have you opened them, or are they still in the
yeah,
package?
of course.
Okay.
Well, I have a Shy Guy, a Goomba, a lot of the Mario enemies.
You're a Goomba.
You're a Galoomba. Oh, he's still got a rubber band.
Now, when is this from?
Do we have scissors?
This is from 2016. Okay, so this is not that old.
We don't have any scissors, but... that works. Oh, well, hey, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Head has movement, arms have movement.
Oh, it does have articulation.
It's just the Palpatine figure, but instead of look.
Wait, is it the same articulation?
Yeah.
So it's the head and the arms, and they move in the same way.
They're even somewhat in a similar pose.
But the villager can't stand up.
No, his foot is bent.
And he's drunk. Villager's been drinking.
But look, there's some. You could say they're related. Grandpa, grandson.
Big-headed grandson. Boy, that's a... Well, you know what? He did start the whole cloning thing, so maybe this was an early attempt at cloning, and it just didn't go that well.
That's the new lore for Animal Crossing.
Well, that's the new lore for Star Wars. So, okay. His foot, is this... Okay, it looks like it's supposed to be bent, like maybe he's in the middle of walking or something.
If you look at the render it's based off of on the back, yeah.
Okay, so that's how it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to look like he's mid-step or something, but instead it just makes him
Flunk.
Unstable.
I think...
Oh.
You know, I was going to say the Animal Crossing figure is better just because of, like, it's more stylized, although I guess you can't stylize a real human being. But I think the Palpatine figure is just better because it can stand up. Which I think is one of the most important things for a figure to do.
I mean, they both... Okay, to be fair, they both do a good job of representing the characters that they stand for. Now, the Villager... The thing about the Villager is that he can look different.
Yeah.
So, it's customizable for the game, so when you play, your Villager is going to look different from my Villager. The eyes, the nose, the hair, the mouth, all of those things can change. Depending on who is playing. But it's still, like, you look at this, you can look at this Villager and you immediately know, oh, that's from Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like Animal Crossing. This looks like the actor that plays Palpatine. I mean, it's sculpted well. It looks like him. The clothes look well sculpted. It's, painted well. It looks like cloth. It's supposed to be cloth. The problem is, they're both in these bad poses where you can't do a whole lot with the Villager. Like, one, he doesn't stand up on his own. His arms move, but they don't move very far. His head can move, but again, it doesn't move very much. So there's not a whole lot you can do. With Palpatine here...
Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, no, this is the best figure.
With Palpatine, you can move his head and arms also, but the sleeves, because of the way they're sculpted, you can move them. It just doesn't make any sense. He's like, oh, I've got an itch on the back of my head here. Let me scratch it.
With my metal rods in my coat.
I mean, is that the fashion on Naboo? Like maybe they purposely want them to stick out like that? I don't know.
Looks like their fashion sense is in Alderaan places.
Alright, so you think the Palpatine's the better figure overall?
Yeah, and I even much prefer Animal Crossing to Star Wars.
Okay, so why do you think he's the better figure overall?
Well, seeing as he can stand up.
Okay.
Well, the Villager is more recognizable. The Palpatine figure is just... I think it's a lot more well sculpted, because I guess it's also trying to go for a more realistic style, as compared to the Villager's just Animal Crossing style, which is very simplistic. But the sculpting on it is very good. You can see all the textures on the clothes. You can definitely tell it's supposed to be the guy. It looks like him. Even the hair has some pretty good texturing on it, which surprised me, because hair generally has bad texturing. He's got all those weird dots on his face. He's acne.
I think they're supposed to be like old man spots.
I don't know. But I think it's just better. It's ultimately funnier as well, being able to put his hands up with the sleeves outstretching and then turning the head all the way around.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree. As much as I dislike this figure overall, like how bad it is, just the idea of having a Palpatine figure, like it's an incredibly useless figure. It's a horrible one to add to your collection. This is kind of like a best of the worst type situation, whereas the Animal Crossing figure is a figure you would want in your collection. It's a poorly designed figure. It needs a figure stand at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Not having a figure stand is a huge huge problem.
In fact, there's a better World of Nintendo Villager figure that exists. Because I have it.
Yeah, because this is the smaller, like, 2.5-inch one, and then there's like a 4-inch one or 5-inch one.
Maybe, but no, there's one. You have this guy, which is more of like...
Well, but it's like this big.
Oh, maybe. No, I have another one that's this size. He's, instead of being... I think this one's based off Wild World. They have one based off New Leaf, where he's in the red t-shirt and then having combed hair.
Oh.
And he comes... I think he also comes with a pitfall and a shovel. So
okay.
But yeah, no, it's just... There's another World of Nintendo Villager figure that's better in every way.
Well, I'm saying there's another World of Nintendo Villager that is this Villager. But he's twice as big.
Oh, okay.
And so I wonder if that one may end up being better. Maybe it's just a bigger version of this exact same one. I don't know. Maybe we'll need to hunt that down at some point in the future.
If you guys know anywhere we can buy one, please let us know.
Actually, I might have one somewhere.
You always do.
I probably do.
Oh, it's right here.
In the basement. All right. So anyway, so Palpatine. Palpatine wins. Congratulations, Palpatine.
Palpatine versus the Villager, who will win in a fight.
All right. So we're gonna set those off to the side. Hand me the box so I can hold it up and you can choose.
Oh, right. Prepare for doom.
All right. I'm gonna kind of mix some of these up.
All right. Well, can we take a break real quick? I need a cough.
Go ahead.
I've been holding that in for 20 minutes. Alright, so... Hey!
Oh, you grabbed it. Of course you did.
Of course. So here we have Mexican wrestlers, oh boy, and Fortnite.
All right, so let me take a look here. We've got this Micro Icons Mexican wrestlers, featuring not the Blue Demon. Kind of looks like him, but not really him. But at a podium with some sort of backdrop. Oh, with magnetic feet. Versus Fortnite, Funk Ops, and Tomato Head. These are pint-sized heroes by Funko. And so this is going to be another face-off between these two toys. So. Micro Icons from 2004. Do you want to start with your Fortnite?
Oh, no, you can start. I went first last time.
Oh, that's true, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I pre-cut this one and then taped it.
Yeah,
so it'd be easier to open. Oh, this is... Okay, so here on the back, Mexican wrestlers, collect them all. It shows a whole bunch of different characters that were available. You've got the demolition ring and then the press conference stage is what this is known as. So, Micro Icons... okay. X Concepts 2004.
Do they ever get to a Series 2?
I did you know there was a Series 1? I would doubt there was a Series 2. Anyway, alright. So.
Can't just rip it open. Wow.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to grab this paper insert real quick. There's
Are you in it?
No, I'm not in it.
Ah.
But there's a photograph of an actual live event with people there. So, I mean, it looks like an independent event, or at least they've painted out whatever was on the ring apron. But that's kind of cool. A neat little backdrop with the Mexican flag there. So, okay. So there's that. And then this cool thing was part of the logo. Is this a sticker? No, it looks like it's just a piece of plastic. That's too bad.
Tape exists.
Yeah, I'm probably going to use that somewhere on my shelf. Somewhere over there.
Look for it
on my shelf.
Look for it in the next episode.
And then the foil stamped. Man, again, I wish these were stickers, but I'll end up using those somewhere. Anyway, all right. So the backdrop. Oh, that's
Oh yeah, that's got some weight to it.
Yeah, this is because it says magnetic feet, so there's probably a piece of metal or something in there. But this is thick, heavy plastic. It looks like a curtain, and then you've got the it's supposed to be like steel girders, kind of like the old Raw is War stage, and it's actually plastic that's textured. When I looked at it at first, I thought it was just like a triangle cutout that had like a stamped image on it, like a sticker or something like that. But it's actually sculpted and painted.
Oh wow,
that's better than I thought it was. Then it does say Mexican wrestlers up there. Anything on the back? No, just blank and blank.
I think it's supposed to go up against a wall or something.
Made in China.
Everything is.
I was hoping it would say made in Mexico, honestly. But yeah, that's a lot heavy duty. That's better than I expected.
It's not heavy, but it does have some weight.
I mean heavy duty. Like it's
yeah.
I expected this to be like a cheaper plastic, like flimsy.
Snap it.
Like this stuff. I expected it to be more like this, but this is actually, this is the type of thing you can put on like your desk at work or something. You're not gonna have to worry about it falling over or whatever. Like this is pretty sturdy.
All right.
This is nice. Okay, so then we have our dude here with his podium.
The most important piece.
And then our guy.
Do you have his mask?
No, like I said, he looks kind of like a guy known as Blue Demon, but it's just a little different. I think this is just an original, like, nondescript character.
Original character, do not steal.
There's the magnet in his foot. And he's making a fist so that you know he means business. So, no magnet in the podium.
Why would he be making a fist if he's talking on a podium?
Because he's giving a promo. He's like, we will come and we will destroy and we will,
I'm gonna fight the air right in front of me.
No. It's like a sign of power. Like he's
Well, then wouldn't he be flexing?
No, he's giving emphasis to what he's saying.
Eh.
All right. Magnetic feet, but I don't feel a magnet.
Let me see. Oh yeah, there's not really snapping to it. I can just kind of easily. Yeah, if there's magnets, it would like snap to it, but it's kind of hovering over. Weird.
See, there's nothing like to give away like where a magnet would be on the bottom.
Let me see.
Here, wait. Is this like is the whole thing? Nope. Like where's? Does the magnet not work? Has this been sitting for so long maybe that the magnet is demagnetized?
Huh.
And now it's just metal?
Wow, good going. What year did this come out?
2004?
So it's been sitting in your basement for 16 years?
Yeah. Okay, so it says magnetic feet, but I can't get the magnet to do anything. But the podium, if we stick the podium on here, like, that does look pretty good. Try to get some light on it. Can we get the camera? That's not bad.
It looks fine, yeah.
That looks pretty good. Now, I wish the magnet worked. Because, here's the problem. You've got this sitting on your desk, and someone comes by and... Oh, okay. I was going to say, and it all falls over, but it didn't fall over. Okay, there he falls over. But, there's even a spot for you to put your papers that you're reading from on there. That's nifty.
Alright, I'm going to read my papers off of it.
I just can't believe that there's no...
According to all known laws of aviation...
Stop, not the B-movie script. Like, I don't know where the magnet's supposed to be that he's supposed to attach to, but
Wasn't there a picture? Or is it just supposed to be, like, probably in the middle?
yeah, just somewhere in the middle. So, I don't feel anything, though.
Maybe... Nope. No, alright.
No.
It would have been funny if they put it in the wall. That would have been good.
And I wish there was one in the podium. Like, I wish the podium stuck, and then he stuck as well. So you could, you know, if you had a whole bunch of them, maybe you wanted it off to the side, like you had like a whole group of guys, and you had one person talking and the other, you know, standing over there. But, you know, you would do the interviews, like the backstage interviews, where you'd have like the whole group of guys standing around, and there'd be one person talking, so you'd have the one person there. And you could set up the stage however you wanted with the podium either way. If you had a bunch more guys, although that's probably pretty close to muscle figure size.
Here we go again!
Yeah, they are. So I can use this for muscle figures. All right. That's perfect. All right, so we'll have one actual masked Mexican wrestler in with my muscle guys, and then my muscle guys can come here to do their press conference. So when I'm doing my, you know, secret muscle playthroughs by myself when no one else is around, and coming up with my storylines and stuff like this, now I've got a place for them to do their press conferences.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Another thing to put in the pile.
Okay, so show me Funk Ops and Tomato Head.
Fortnite. We like Fortnite.
Why did you buy this originally?
Well, I didn't. This one. I bought the other one because I really like Tomato Head. He's one of my favorite skins.
What other one?
Funk Ops. That's the other guy in there.
Oh, you mean you didn't buy Funk Ops? You just bought it for Tomato Head?
Yeah, I don't.
Right,
I mean, he's a fine skin, but it's not my favorite. But yeah, so then I bought these, and then like 2 weeks later, you buy me this one. So I bought it with my own money, and then you bought me another one. So
yeah, because it was like on clearance at Walgreens
for like $3.
Yeah, it was like $2.98, something like that. So.
But yeah, so these are two skins from the game, both of the epic rarity. Both costing 1,500 V-Bucks, my knowledge.
But you never opened it?
No, because I already had one.
But did you open the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, you opened it?
Of course!
Well, then why did you put this in the box? If you've already opened the toy and you know what it's like, you've played with it.
I asked you and you said yes.
You asked if you could put toys in there.
Yeah. I asked you, hey, can I put this one in? And you're like, yeah, sure.
I was like, because I didn't know you'd already opened one and you knew
I
what the
opened
toys
all
were
of
like.
my toys!
The whole point was it's supposed to be something that you've never played with, you've never seen before.
Well, I've never played with it, I just put it on the shelf.
Oh my goodness.
Alright. Well, honestly, I haven't touched it in like 3-4 months, I have no clue.
Although I will, here real quick, there are a whole bunch of other ones that they show on the back of the package.
There's your favorite figure.
It's not my favorite figure.
Yeah, it is. It's Omega, the Tron guy.
He's not my favorite figure, though.
Oh, who is it then?
I don't know.
Oh.
I wouldn't say I have a favorite figure. But he's just a guy who kind of looks like a Tron guy, so if I'm going to have to buy something in Fortnite, then that's or use a skin or whatever. Or I use the soccer player.
Yeah, oh yeah. Huh.
So, there's that. Alright, now these guys, these are...
Baby.
So these are just tiny bodies with a big head.
Almost like another Funko product, which will not be named. They do have some good detailing, though. Like, he's got some nice looking glasses and the big afro. And then Tomato Head also has the cool little...
I mean, a lot of his detail is in, like, the small detail in the clothes and stuff, but that's just printed on. Like they printed an application. The head is the only thing that really has any sculpted detail, and it is simplified. I mean, it looks like what it's supposed to look like, I guess.
Yeah.
But they are cartoonied down, I guess, and simplified. Does Tomato Head usually have a mustache?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The only time a Tomato Head hasn't had a mustache is the female version. So.
He's wearing a backpack. Is he wearing a back? No, he's no backpack for him.
He doesn't have one, actually. I mean, he got a disco ball later on, but it like floats behind him. And it's, yeah.
But this is
It's
the same problem I have with a lot of Funko with their toys, where it's just like it's the character. So if you like the character, cool, but you like it for the character, not necessarily for the style.
I don't know. I do actually kind of like the style.
I don't know. I look at these and I don't care for these at all.
I mean, look, they're siblings. He's the older brother.
I guess. But I mean, you can't really do anything with these. They don't.
Well, you can't do much with these guys either. I mean.
Well, yeah, but at least he's got like a whole playset. Like,
that's true.
That's not just the guy. I mean,
right.
This counts as the stage and everything.
All right.
This just counts as these two dudes, and I mean, I guess. Hey, Tomato, how you doing? Oh, pretty good. Funky, how you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, now I'm gonna shoot you. It's Fortnite. Boo, you're dead. Like, I don't know.
Wow, you're really good at coming up with stories. You should write a TV show.
Better than some of the ones that are on TV right now. I just don't care for it.
You want something that more closely resembles the original character, like these over here? If I can. You want something that more closely resembles the original character, rather than something that's more of like a stylized version of the character?
Here's the difference. For something like Funkies, that are all the basic same shape, but they're recolored and redesigned, it's that basic shape is the overall design of the world.
Yeah.
It dictates the design of everything in the game and all the characters in the entire world. These guys, they're supposed to look like people. But instead of looking like people, they just came up with like a random shape, and then they forced these character designs onto these shapes where they don't really fit. And they had to simplify them and modify them in order to make them work on this. And then everything sort of matches this simple character design aesthetic, but these characters weren't made for this design. So to me, I don't like the way you have to redesign all the characters to fit this dumb, simple shape. As opposed to Funkies, where they started with the shape and then said, okay, what can we do with this shape? And develop this into different looking characters.
Well, I think Funkies is also, it's a toy line. It's not something brand new being reshaped, unless you want to count the DC and all the crossover stuff. But I feel like Funkies is meant to be that simple, and where I feel like these are more of just like, hey, it's these characters but compressed.
Right. And I don't like that as much. So
I don't mind. I like having all the different shapes and sizes of the character next to each other.
I can understand your point of view of liking this guy. I mean, that's kind of what I say though. Like with Tron,
Yeah.
They came out with Dorbs that are almost exactly this same shape. And so I bought, of course, the Tron one because it's Tron, so it's part of my Tron collection. But that particular piece, I don't care for, and I'm not going to go out and buy other Dorbs. Like, are you going to go out and buy other Funko pint-sized heroes of non-Fortnite characters because you like this design? Would you go out and buy, if they had like random construction worker and astronaut and guys who are not Fortnite characters, but were...
Well, I mean, if it was a character I liked, then sure.
But I'm just saying, if it's just random characters, do you like that design enough that you would buy other toys of other random characters because you like that design.
Probably not. I mean...
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. That's how I am with Funko, anything Funko, with any of their Pops or any of that Dorbs or any of the stuff that they do. I just don't care for that design. So when it comes to the face-off,
yeah, I would say yours is better.
Of these, I would say that the micro icons, the Mexican wrestlers, is definitely much better.
Well, I mean...
He's a little short for the microphones.
Yeah, but look, they exist in the same universe now.
Dropkick!
Oh, double kill!
Got them both. So yeah, I definitely would go for the micro icons.
Although magnets don't work though. I mean, that just removes all points from it. 0 out of 10.
Okay, so... but again, I think our two winners here are definitely going to be Palpatine and the micro icons Mexican wrestlers.
Well, if you look, both ones we've picked, like one you've picked, one I've picked, have won. So I think we're at a tie.
What do you mean you've picked and I picked?
Because I picked Palpatine and you picked the wrestlers.
But you...
Because it's a face-off to see which one's better.
It's not... Oh my god.
Everything is a competition!
It's not a competition between us. Alright. It's time for the mailbag. We're going to do the mailbag and we'll wrap this up. Alright. Writer Origin wrote up and says, how does Gamer not recognize Conan? I can't believe that, but I guess generational gaps do exist.
I recognize the name Conan because I remember there being an ad for some, like, super buff cartoon guy working in an office like Conan or something.
It was son of Zorn or Zoran or something.
I just remember the name Conan being related to that. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. You know who Conan is. If I showed you some stuff, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's that guy.
Maybe.
But I'm pretty sure in the moment we were filming that, you were just trying to make me angry and get some sort of reaction out of me, which you tend to do from time to time, I've noticed.
I have no clue who Conan is. I just recognize the name.
Okay, so Writer Origin continued. He said, I didn't know about Primal Age figs that cheap. Would have picked up multiples if I knew. I dig Aquaman, and the new segment is definitely fun. I hope you still think the segment is fun after seeing the monstrosity of today's episode. But yeah, as far as the Primal Age figures being that cheap, you can still find them fairly cheap sometimes, showing up on different websites. Like, keep an eye on Amazon. Every so often they show up on there for maybe $4 or $5. Target and Walmart are doing this thing where they open themselves up to outside sellers who will sell their stuff through the website. So it's possible that the ones I bought were not necessarily from Target, but from Target.com, which is something I didn't think about at the time when we were talking about it. They may have been from an outside seller. But keep an eye on those websites, because sometimes people that just want to get rid of the stuff, they're overstocked, and they do just want to clearance them out, get rid of them, and they throw them up to they're pretty cheap. And Amazon and Target.com will also do what they call add-on items. So if, like, say for instance, Chancellor Palpatine, if you wanted to buy him new, he'd be $9.99, but as an add-on item, he'd be $3.99. So the idea is you'd have to have, like, say $15 worth of products in your cart, and then you could add him on for $3.99. So it is possible you might run across it like that on Target.com or Amazon.com, where you can find some of those Savage World figures cheap and throw them as an add-on to your cart. And then if you're buying, printer cartridges or paper towels or whatever it is you're buying off of Amazon, you're buying a new Fire TV stick, whatever, you might look through those listings and see if maybe they have some of those that you can throw as an add-on to get that cheaper price. But I know I've seen some recently as low as $4.98. Those ones that were like $3 I haven't seen in a long time though. But yes, I also did buy multiples. So I do have 2 or 3 of just about every of the Savage World, the Mortal Kombats, the some of those horror ones.
I thought you were about to say that you have like 3 Chancellor Palpatines. I was like,
No.
no.
No. But someone pointed out, of course, that those were made. Those Savage World figures were made where you could pop off the arms, pop off the head. You can swap them between figures, and so I did go and mess around and use different heads and different bodies and different arms and come up with different versions of figures. So that was kind of fun to do with some of those. All right, Tomo No says, "Where's your Masters of the Universe Origins Disco Skeletor?" Actually, that is currently in the works. I'm just waiting to hear back from Joe Amato on whether or not I need to send him an Origins Skeletor, or if he's got one there to use. I have to make a decision, though. Here's the decision I have to make. Here, I've got one sitting right here. I need to know whether or not I need to send him one, or if... These are easy to find now. If you walk into your Walmart, you can usually find 30 He-Mans and 15 Skeletors sitting in the toy department. It's not that big of a deal to find them anymore. So he may be able to just grab one locally, or it may be a little more difficult where he lives and he may need me to send him one. That's fine. But I have to make a decision. Do I have him just customize the figure and then send the figure so I have the figure and I can choose how to display it? Or do I want him to do the whole package? Because he can customize the whole package,
Yes.
front and back. Now, it's more expensive. You know,
Yeah.
he charges a little bit more, and I'm happy to pay it when I have it done. And I've had him do that on some figures. And they look, you can't tell them apart. I mean, the only thing that gives away the fact that it's a custom is the fact that when on the back where it shows other figures is he put some of his other custom figures.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll look and you'll see like a Thundercats version of Battle Cat, you know, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on, like that's not a legitimate figure. You know, you see Jason Voorhees as a Masters of the Universe figure from his customs, and so it's a, you know, that's the only thing that gives it away otherwise, because it looks legit. Like it looks, he does such a good job of making his customs, but at the same time they look really good in package. But I kind of want to have one that I can pose in Castle Grayskull along with the real Disco Skeletor that I have standing up there in the Jawbridge on my bookcase. So
Let's get 2. Best of both worlds.
So I have to decide if I want him to do the whole package or not. And I'm really torn right now. And I'm thinking, I've had him do in the package a couple times now. So I'm thinking I may have him do just a loose one this time, so I can do more with it, with displaying it and showing it off. But at the same time, he does such a good job on the package too, though, that I really like looking at it. So
Well, could you have him send him? Could you have him make you the figure and the package, but send them separately?
Oh, so it's just an empty...
Yeah, because he said it's a good package. I mean,
Well, yeah, but then you've got an empty bubble.
yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of...
All right. Well,
So I've got to figure that out. So
I would say go ahead, just do the loose figure now, and maybe down the line,
I might get another
if
one.
you can find one for pretty cheap, then
Yeah.
have him do the whole package.
Well, I've heard... Now, here's another thing. Some stores got these figures in the big bulk display that were not supposed to. They're a smaller market store. They're usually in more of the rural areas. They have, you know, if you go to Walmart's in different areas are different sizes.
Yeah.
You go to some and their toy department is like 2 or 3 aisles. You go to others and it's like 5 aisles, you know. In some of those smaller ones, they got the huge display. They have these figures. It's taking up too much space, so they put them half off on clearance already. So you might check, if you live in one of those areas and you remember seeing that big end cap display, you might go back and check. Those figures might be like $748, I think is what they were. You might be able to go and pick them up, a couple of them pretty cheap there, 2 for the price of 1. I might we might take a trip and go to like Taylorville or some of the places around here, some of those smaller places, and see if Hillsborough. I don't know. Does Hillsborough have a Walmart? I don't remember. I think they do.
I'd like to get my hands on a custom Disco Skeletor too. So
maybe you could paint it yourself.
No.
We can compare yours to Joe's.
Yeah. Someone who's never painted before compared to someone who does it for a living.
Yeah. Because by the way, that's what Joe Amato does. If you've ever listened to the Fans of Power podcast or watched them, Joe Amato, he customizes, like, that's his job. Like, that's how he pays his bills, is he customizes action figures.
Yeah. Like,
that's a 9 to 5 full-time job for him, which is amazing that he can do that. So anyway, that's what's going on with the Disco Skeletor. I've got to make that decision. I've got to make it soon. Anthony Sabulars. I hope I'm pronouncing these names right. Anthony Sabulars. Sabularsi? Anyway. He says, how about make a raffle for one of your masks? Actually, I do have a couple that don't fit anymore.
Your head has gotten too big. Your brain has expanded too far.
And so that might not be a bad idea. About Power Rangers videos, they really get a lot of views. On my channel, bootleg Power Rangers reviews get a lot of views, and the view count moves fast. So that might be an idea. Might be time to start doing some bootleg Power Rangers.
I never expected Power Rangers, of like all things, to be so popular. Because to me, Power Rangers like, oh yeah, that's a neat idea. All right, sure.
But you got to remember, here's the thing. There's two things here to keep in mind. One, in Japan, I mean, it's been going on for decades.
True, yeah.
I mean, here it's been going on for like 25 years, whatever, and you think, okay, that's like 2 generations maybe, but for there it's been going on, 40 years or something?
Yeah.
People have grown up, and it's a much bigger deal. It's like, I think even for a while it was like prime time television. It wasn't kids' TV. But second, and this is what he adds here. He says, in the title of my Power Rangers videos, I add the Japanese name using the Japanese letters/characters to get the audience from Japan.
Oh.
So that might be something maybe, how do you say Fortnite in Chinese or Korean or something?
Fortnite.
What's the Korean for Fortnite? Maybe we should put that in the title.
Fortnite. Fortnite China is literally called Fortnite China. Because they have to have a different game, because murder and skeletons are not allowed. And
really?
they have a lot of skeletons in the game. You'd be surprised how many dead people there are.
So they have a completely different version of the game?
Yeah. In fact, you get like extra rewards for not playing the game. Because they have like some sort of limit on how much you can play the game. So if you do that, you get... I don't really know exactly, but I just remember saying it, it's like, that's really weird.
Maybe I'll look up what is like the Chinese writing for Star Wars or something. I'll put that in the title. Maybe we can snag a couple people that way. Joey Kelly says, so glad to see you back.
Right.
Yes.
We left.
Maybe he's one of the guys who watched That New Toy Smell and like hasn't seen us since like 2012.
Hold on. Did we get this exact same comment last episode?
It's come up a couple times before, yes. There are people who every new episode, we get people who do not realize that the show has returned in some form or another since a decade ago. So Joey Kelly, we're glad to see you back. Welcome back.
Hey, can we get a bunch of glad you're back comments?
Just everybody, just right now, just put a comment. Glad you're back. Mark Richards, this is a random question, but he wants to know, what's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Tron. Oh man.
La La Land.
Cars 2.
A League of Their Own.
I don't really tend to watch movies. The main movies I watch are superhero movies, like Batman vs. Superman is the first one that comes to mind. But I just basically only watch superhero movies, like the Justice League, the Avengers, the Spider-Man stuff. I've also seen like a few others like Max Steel and Big Hero 6, more just like standalone movies.
But have you ever watched one that when it was over you didn't like it?
aside from maybe Justice League or Wonder Woman.
What about like Star Wars or something? Like the Last Jedi or something?
In the moment, it's like, oh yeah, Last Jedi is pretty fine. But now that I've thought about it, I don't really like it. But that's because of how much it betrays like the lore and the story of the series.
But I mean, there's no like bad movie that you can think of that you've ever watched?
No movie I've sat through and it was like painful that I can think of. But I probably blocked out those memories.
I have seen a lot of bad movies.
You also like watching movies.
I do like watching movies. The worst movie. There are movies I've seen. Okay, here's one. But see, the thing is, I've watched a lot of bad movies, but I've seen so many movies over such a long period of time that it's like in my mind, how bad are they, in comparison to other things? But I would say one of the worst movies I've ever seen, which very well might be the worst movie I've ever seen, was a movie called Ghoul School.
Ooh.
And I think it was filmed by two teenagers in their high school. Like over the course of like 3 or 4 weekends, like maybe one of them, like their dad was like the custodian or something, and so he had the keys and allowed them to come in and film. And so they filmed like a horror movie in this high school, and like I'm trying to remember. I think one of the kids like dies in the school, and then he starts murdering some of the other kids. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I think it was legitimately filmed on a camcorder. Like it was filmed on, like not even one of these, but like one of the big ones that sat on the person's shoulder on the giant, I think it was filmed on one of those camcorders. And all of the, effects were, Jello, and they went to the butcher shop and got ground beef and mixed it up, and that was like the guts and everything that was coming out of people. And the title screens and everything, they went to like the local like TV news channel or whatever and paid them, a couple $100 or whatever to do like the title screen and the credits and stuff at the end. And they actually put it out on VHS cassettes and sold them. And I'm one of the dummies that bought one because it looked like a horrible movie. So I bought it because why not?
We need to watch it.
I don't even know if I still... Well, the VHS cassette I know is long gone. The scary thing is, it was so bad that several years ago, someone put it on DVD. I say several, like 20 years ago, someone put it on DVD. And released it. And it got a limited release, and I think there were like 1,200 made or 800 made or something like that were put on DVD. And I had the DVD. I don't know if I still have the DVD or not. I will have to dig and see if I still have that DVD. But it was bad. Anyway.
Yeah, you really should start recording your laptop screen.
I'll throw a bunch of that stuff in there.
Okay.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to edit that all in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this whole segment's going to be cut out when we talk about Ghoul School.
Oh, boy.
We'll see.
If you put it as extra filler, I can upload as bonus on my YouTube channel.
We'll see what happens. All right, guys. The one other thing is Gamer and I were just talking about T-shirt design ideas before we started filming. Right now, if you go to the Teespring site, or not Teespring, is it Teespring? Yeah, whatever. All you find is That New Toy Smell logo. We had some other shirt designs we were going to put up there a while ago. Never quite worked out. Never found anything we were happy with. We are going to finalize some stuff and put it up there. We're going to have some Video Game Losers shirts. We're going to have some shirt design just for Gamer. We'll have a shirt design for Dirt. We'll have a Pop Culture Network logo shirt.
We're going to have one that's both of us, because I have a bunch of really cool ideas for one.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
We'll see what happens there.
All right, great.
I think we might even do a shirt for the Toy Box of Mystery. We'll see what happens there.
What are inside? What are the assortment? What'd you say?
I don't know. But anyway, guys.
Wow. Good going.
He just killed himself. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.